Well, we'll see if we can do a little demonstration on this 1969 Framus Texan 5 /196. I don't know exactly what those numbers mean, but just to let you get a look at the guitar. It's a Western style bridge, sort of a Western pick guard. Try to get the glare off of that. The bridge kind of reminds me of like metal tip cowboy boots or something. And then they have kind of a different approach. It has a fender style headstock on it. Of course, it's not the 6 inline, but it's not a tilt back head. It has a 0 fret here. The nut is basically just a spacer, and then it has instead of string trees or something like that, it has this piece that, I don't know if you can see it, but it's attached to the neck, and the strings run through it, and it keeps the proper amount of downward pressure on all the strings equally across here. So it's really pretty ingenious design. It has a, again, try to get the glare off that. It has an adjustable bridge. It has a bone saddle in here, but it's not like an arch top, but it's somewhat similar, I guess, to an arch top, in that you can adjust your action with these thumb screws, and it's got a slot if you need to use a screwdriver or something, but I've been able to just turn them by hand. They're not that hard to turn. So anyway, it's a kind of ingenious design. It has almost like a stop tail piece here. This is bolted on. The strings go in from the end there. The only problem with it, coming up over this, you have to kind of get something to lift the string as you go through there to keep it from scratching the bridge. But other than that, it's really a pretty good design, and it holds tune real well. I did replace the tuners. These are Wilkinson tuner. They're not the best, but they're decent tuners. The old 3-on plate that were on here were just horrible. I think mainly due to the fact that the bushings that they had in there really didn't fit that well. I mean, they covered the hole, but it didn't take up all the slack. They were very thin, and it would allow the post to, I think, somewhat bind up against the side there, let it move too much. And these, the new grommets or bushings, whatever you want to call them, those are a press in, and they're really solid in there, and they don't allow any movement. You might could put the old original tuners back on there and have a lot better luck with them now, but these are better tuners all the way around anyway than what was originally on it. So it holds tune real well. I've played it a fairly good amount in the last few days since I got it back together, and it plays really well. I leveled all the frets, recrowned them, and polished them. I don't know if you can say they've all got a really nice shine on them. They were really grungy looking when I got it, and the fretboard was grungy, and everything was grungy, but I completely cleaned it and got it all polished up and ready to go. Something I've noticed on these guitars, the Frameless Inlay, they're at the top. A lot of them delaminate I've seen a lot of them with the first 3 letters delaminated, which is what this one was. And I've seen several that's just completely gone. But the first 3 letters were delaminated, and I was able to glue it back down, but the F, the top of the F up here was, it was pretty crumpled up, and so I couldn't get it back perfectly flat, but it's all still in there. So I'll try to give you a little bit of a demonstration. I'm not a real great player, but I'll just kind of go through some chords. The maple sides and back. This actually has an arched back on it, which is pretty cool. Something that you don't see a lot of the times in a flat top guitar, that it has this arched back, and it has a little bit of flame to it. I don't know if you can, I think I can see it in the monitor there. So anyway, it's a really nice looking guitar. Maple sides and back, spruce top, rosewood fretboard, and really nice guitar. They've got a different neck on them. I don't know how well you can see that, but it's a maple neck that's laminated, and I don't know how many pieces of maple. It's cut real thin. I'm trying to get a good shot on that, but it's cut real thin, and then they're all laminated together, and which is actually a very, very stable way to do it. That's the way they make support beams and stuff in construction, is they'll laminate them together like that, and it's a lot more stable than if it were just a one piece of wood. So it's not exactly the most attractive looking neck on the back, but it is very functional, and for a 50-year-old guitar, I've adjusted the truss rod just a little bit, and got some of the up bow, or got all of the up bow out of it, and left just a touch of relief here in the middle. Once it's strung up, it was perfectly flat until I put strings on it. It's got just the right amount of relief in here, and so you can play all the way up and down with no fret buzz, and the frets were level. It's playing really good now. Like I say, I'm not that much of a guitar player, but it's really clear. It's not very bassy at all. The maple gives it a lot of mid-range punch, and so it's not very bassy at all. It doesn't get boomy. Very clear on all the notes. So the chords really ring out distinct, and the notes are distinct.